And during the second edition of his program on social media, Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel provided an update on the regulated family food basket and the government's efforts to guarantee it in spite of the strengthening of the U.S. blockade.
In the end, the products of the basket, the situation with these products, their quantities, all these issues have always been the same. And until a few months ago, we guaranteed the baskets on a regular basis. And at the end of the month, we always had the complete baskets in the stores and we distributed. What are the reasons why we are having this situation of incomplete baskets and delays? Because once more, the strengthening of the blockade comes up, which is real. And at this very moment, the strengthening of the blockade is affecting us in two main sectors. The energy sector, which is limiting us greatly because of the financial persecution, and every time we denounce that energy persecution, the politicians of the United States government say it is not true and that we are making it up, and it is getting increasingly difficult for us to guarantee that the fuel we need arrives in the country.
The Cuban head of state reiterated the fuel shortage in the country caused by the U.S. blockade against the Caribbean island complicates the distribution of the basic food basket.
Therefore, the fuel issue, what we are suffering due to the lack of fuel because of the blockade, has been one of the main issues of the current situation we are passing through. And the other problem is the lack of financing, which also has to do with the intensification of the blockade. And it is a titanic task for us today to look for $230 million every month to guarantee the basic food basket, the products of the food basket that we have to distribute, and we have to make that clear.
The Cuban president also pointed out that U.S. policies against the island seek to stifle the Cuban economy.
The distribution of the basic food basket is one of the things in which every day, every hour, every moment, there are constant checkups. There are constant efforts to find ways to overcome all these difficulties, but it has to do with this aggressive genocidal policy with which we are being condemned for our desire to maintain our sovereignty and independence. As a country with self-determination, which is part of this strategy of economic asphyxiation supplemented on other occasions by media intoxication.